So today on Career Real Talk, we're going to talk about vision. And again, like I said, I'm not going to just go the traditional route. Again, we're all familiar with, there's been an explosion of talk about vision and vision boards. And I actually attended a vision board party last year and created my vision board. And so we hear these things. And for those that are creative and imaginative and things like that, or like crafts or just love company, it feels like a really great exercise. Hey, I'll go and hang out and, create a vision board. But we really don't think necessarily about vision as being something practical. And so whenever I'm coming on, I'm always looking for ways to kind of show how practical vision is. And so today, what I wanted to do is break down how vision, I really wanted to ask you, I'm going to throw this out to those of you who are watching today. Is your vision, are you looking downward? Are you looking backward? Or are you looking forward as you consider your vision? Because whether you realize it or not, if you have eyes, you're looking one way or the other. Okay, so if you're not planning long-term, looking forward, actually creating your future with your vision, then perhaps you're looking down, meaning looking right down at where you're standing right now. And so you're stuck. Okay, so that's another way that you can be fulfilling your vision, or you could be stuck in the past and looking backwards. And so, you're constantly focused on what's going on behind you. So whether you realize it or not, like I said, everything you're doing is contributing to the vision that you have for your life. So let me just start with, having a vision that's downward focused. So if you have a vision that's downward focused, again, I look down at my feet. That means that you're looking down. You're not able to see in front of you. You're really not reflecting on what's behind you. You're just kind of like, hey, I'm in this position and I'm stuck. And let me just kind of share from personal experience. I know what that looks like. I have been in a position where my vision was like literally down. I was in so much pain because of personal circumstances, because of relationships, because of hardships that was going on in my life. That, listen, I didn't have the ability to even think about what's next. All I could think about was taking that next step, putting one foot in front of the other. And so if that's a place that you find yourself in right now, that you're just stuck because you're just in so much pain, circumstances in life have just got you in so much pain. Hey, there's no shame in that. All of us have been there at some point. The issue becomes, if you stay stuck, if you don't make a decision that, I'm stuck right now, and I've got to figure this out. If you don't make a decision to move, then you've made a choice. You've made a choice to stay stuck. And so there's there's really no excuse for that. So again, in my own particular situation, and I've shared this story before, when my kids were really small, my son was probably roughly 2. My daughter was, then that means that she was just barely turning 1. And I was in a situation, again, personal relationship was very, very strained. Financial situation, very, very strained. I was just in a rough place, right? And so I felt stuck. I remember every first of the year on January 1, for those resolutions, I remember every year for it was at least 3 years. It could have been more. It could have been up to 5 years. I don't remember exactly, but for 3 years, I remember every January 1st, like between December and January, the exact same thing would happen. And, not the exact same thing in that the exact same thing, but in the sense that the same circumstance would hit me every single year. It was just like clockwork. And so naturally, it took me about 3 years to realize, oh my God, this is a cycle. I am stuck in a wilderness experience. I am stuck in a Groundhog Day. It took me about 3 years to even recognize that what was going on. But when I recognized it, when it came to my awareness, that's when I decided, I don't care what I have to do. I'm going to break out of this. And so that's when you start, like I said, that's when you start doing things that you probably thought you would never do. Anybody who had a new idea, I had several people come up to me with multi-level marketing opportunities, and people were coming to me and say, try this and try that. And again, I was desperate to get unstuck. And so I tried a bunch of things, but it was in the becoming aware, being aware of the fact that I was stuck, that I was looking down, that I was able to start at least, getting some help. Honestly, I thank God for Jesus, because that's when, my mind was open and God was able to really drop some things to really help me get unstuck. Now, like I said, it took me a while to kind of, get to the place where I could start to move, but at least I was aware at that point. So tip number one, if you're in a place where your vision is downward and you're just, all you can see is the pain that you're in and where you're stuck right now, you want to start asking yourself every single day, how can I get out of this situation? Every day, you want to start asking yourself, how can I? Because again, I don't talk about things that I read somewhere. I talk about things that I know. I talk about things that I've done, that I've experienced. And so just asking yourself, how can I, it really gets your brain to coming up with ideas and looking for opportunities to kind of get you out of that situation. So every single day you want to ask yourself, how can I insert your circumstances? And the answer will come. Believe me. Another example I want to give is that before I made this leap to come into business for myself, I was in a corporate position, and again, I made the decision to leave, but there were still some things, some variables in the air that made me very uncomfortable about stepping out until those things were in place. So every day, I had a thing. I have a billboard here in my office, and every day I would just look and just say, I am full-time in my business. How can I leave this full-time job and become full-time in my business? What is the strategy for leaving this full-time job and becoming full-time in my business? I just said it over and over again, and little by little, the ideas began to come that allowed me to get unstuck. So again, if you're looking down, I just want to share with you, if you are looking down, start asking yourself daily, what are the strategies to get unstuck? And that will get you started in the right direction. So the second thing, I wanted to discuss when it comes to vision is, are you looking backwards? Okay. And so looking backwards could be a couple different things. Either you're looking back and saying, oh, wow, those were the good old days. I wish I could get back to those good old days. Or you're looking backward and said, oh my God, where I came from was so rough. I mean, that thing was so rough. Those were the bad old days. I don't even know if I can ever fully recover from that. So whatever that looks like, if you have a vision that is backwards focused, you're looking at something in your past and letting that basically define where you are. Okay. So an example for me, or an example that I actually come into contact with quite a bit is, there are people who are stuck in careers, maybe they went into law or medicine or engineering or whatever the situation might be. But they're in these careers, and the reason why they're in these careers is because they wanted to please like a parent. They wanted to please somebody in their life. And so they got on this route, right? And started this career. And 20 years later, they're like, I hate this. I never wanted to do this. I did this to kind of please somebody else. Okay, and so that's when you have allowed your vision to be backward focused. So there was somebody in your life you wanted to please, and so you got on a path and literally went down that path 10 or 20 years down the road, only to come to realize that you never enjoyed it. It's not what you were meant to do. But again, because you were stuck on pleasing somebody, stuck on, expectations that somebody had on you in your past, you get stuck. Right? And so there's so many different examples of how your past can define you, or how people's expectations, parents, they'll, an example that kind of comes to my mind has to do with even my own family, my own father. And so, it's one of those things where you do what the expectation is of you. And then from there, you come to realize that was never it. So you can get your vision stuck in a backwards motion. Okay. And then obviously there's the third option, the forward vision, the future focused vision. Okay. So that's the one obviously that most people talk about, but I wanted to talk about these other two because again, you have a vision for your life. You have a vision for your life. If it's not based on the possibilities and where you're looking to go, then it's either you're stuck, and that's the vision that you see every day, so you'll stay stuck, or you're looking backwards and, kind of reminiscing on, how it used to be, or, allowing the things in your past to keep you on a certain path. But if the future focused one is obviously the one that we want to be on, the one where there is all kinds of possibilities available to us. Because if we're on the future focused vision, then that's when our life, that's when we truly know that we have taken hold and ownership of our own lives, and that we're driving that. Because I say this because I see it all the time. Boy, if you don't have control of your own life, somebody else is driving it, whether you realize it or not. Like I said, whether it's, in relationships, if you don't if you allow people to treat you a certain way, they're going to treat you that way, right? And so you're allowing that to happen. If you're in a community and stuff is going on in your community and you're not actively engaging and doing something and getting involved, then you're allowing what's happening in your community. So if you don't run your life, somebody else is going to run it on some level. So taking hold of those possibilities is definitely one thing that you have to be willing to do. And so again, just a few examples. My grandparents, my Nigerian grandparents, rest their soul. I met them only as a small child, but I learned from my dad that they wanted him to have the best education there was to have. So in 1971, they sent him over here. They sent him to the United States. He immigrated here to the United States, became a citizen. He got his degrees, raised his family. And in my mind, listen, if they hadn't thought to themselves, there's more than just kind of there's more opportunities in the United States than maybe they are here in Nigeria at this particular moment in time. And so we're going to pull our money and we're going to send our son over to the United States in order to, expand his horizons, open his life up. That's vision. That is vision, because I'm sure it was no small feat to, kind of get together the monies to actually send your child to another country in order to get an education in those days. But that's what they did. Those were my Nigerian grandparents. Me personally, when I was in high school, I just remember my mom at the time, she was raising us by herself and there was not a lot of money. And I remember in high school, I always knew I was going to to college, even though that's not something that every member of my family did. My dad, he went to school and got all of his degrees. My mom didn't, but I always knew that I was going to go to college. And, I had a very specific college in mind. I knew kind of what I needed as a student. And so I remember sitting down with a counselor, and I'll never forget, I was putting forward some private schools that I wanted to go to. And he kind of looked at me and he was like, maybe you should focus on, these public schools. That's probably more in line with, based on where you are financially and things like that, that's probably more in line with what you need to do. And hey, I don't have any hard feelings against that man. But again, at that point when he said that, it just occurred to me, you don't know me. I don't know you. I mean, why would I allow you to make that type of decision for me? And so it was just almost a reflective reaction. I just, decided, no, I'm not going to allow you to put that limitation on me. These are the colleges I want to go to. I get that they're private. I get that they're more expensive, but I just feel that this is what I need. And so that's what I did. And so I was able to look forward to the possibilities and not get stuck in the fact that, hey, we are kind of in a place where there's not a lot of money, I didn't get stuck there. Is my point. From a client perspective, I love it when my clients come to me. And I mean, like I said, I'm just convinced without a doubt that everybody has a unique set of skills that they personally were designed to kind of give to the world. And so whenever I have a client that comes to me and they just can't articulate that, you ask them, well, what do you want to do? What are you interested in? And all they can really say is like, I want to help people. All I know is I want to help people. And I like these things. And there's so much in there, but they don't know how to extract that. And then I can sit down with them, over the course of several weeks and just have conversations with them, interview them, and really pull out all of their deepest desires, the things that they love, their talents, their gifts, their skills, how their life experiences, how all that informs what they're doing. When I have the opportunity to do that, it is amazing, because then at the end, the fact that they can now not only articulate, this is what I love, this is what I have to offer, this is the value that I bring, and they have all the materials to showcase that. I mean, and people walk out with the confidence of knowing, hey, I have direction and I can articulate that, I can communicate that. That's about possibilities, that's opening up possibilities. And I always get excited about that. And so I invite you to do the same. Take inventory. Where are you right now? Where are you right now? What are you looking at? What are you focusing on? And so get that vision, get the vision that you want. Get the vision that, like I said, that you want more of in your life. Get that, write it out, get it set. And like I said, make your life what you want it to be.